Hi, Robbie Strike here. Today I'd like to look at this VANKYO Leisure 3W projector that has multimedia features, Wi-Fi, so you can connect it with your phone or tablet, stream media without basically, you can work this as just plug it in, connect to your Wi-Fi, and you wouldn't even have to connect any devices up to it if you will. But if you want to, you can connect your satellite or your cable TV box or your over-the-air tuner receiver up to this and use it as a TV. Nice little TV, little projector. Makes a giant TV on this wall. I do want to say about this wall, if you could see in this video, it is kind of a brown, light brown color, but I've used this as my projection screen. I don't have a painted white wall. You can go online, I'll have a few links in the description where you can get some screen goo for if you want to paint it onto your wall, stuff that you can paint, or screens where you can find online in the links below. And also if you want to get this, you can get one of these in the link below in the description. Alright, so we're going to unbox this VANKYO video projector, LED projector. And it has a nice carrying case that it comes with. When you open it up, you'll have your manuals for it.
Velcro, Velcro was invented by man.
So here's the back where the speaker is, and there's some vents and the IR sensor is there on the back part of the projector. And then on this side there is the power connector. And here's the projector with the lens cap, which is nice to have this because you're going to want it when you're not using it, just to keep the dust off the lens. So it has audio out, AV in, not an AV out. This is like a little television set. It has a micro SD card reader. It has the HDMI input. It has a USB because it has some media functionality for playback. And if you have an old school computer VGA output, you can use that too. But most likely, you're probably going to use an HDMI cable. So here's some controls if you lose the remote for it. It has your focus and your keystone, which adjusts your level from where you have your projector. And at the bottom, has this little thing here. So it has this little thing here for tilting it when you set it up. Pretty straightforward for what projectors. You'll have your power cord. That type power cord. So if you're running off of like the older AV, like a DVD player, maybe an older game system, and you have a video and right and left audio connection, that's what this thing will do. An SVGA connector. So here's the little remote for controlling the device. Now, these are not a TV. They don't have a TV tuner built into it. But most people use like some sort of a box anyway. But you can set this up for your media playback or your selecting your source. And it also comes with an HDMI cable. So yeah, as I was saying, it doesn't have a tuner for a TV, but you can take with your HDMI cable. This would be like the most common use for this device. If you're watching movies or whatever off your TV or a DVD or Blu-ray player, you just plug that HDMI cord in there. And I have a Edison free-to-air satellite receiver here. So you would just end up plugging your satellite box or whatever into the HDMI output source here. Turn it upside down. And you'll be able to use it for your TV tuner. Actually, the funny thing is, my satellite receiver, which is pretty small in its own right, compared to this projector, it's not that, this projector is very small. Like, it's a small projector. I gotta give you an idea of how small this is. So right away, it boots up, and I'm greeted with the setup to set up the language. Creating a good-sized projector. I gotta center it a little bit better here, but this is working pretty decently here. Alright, so one thing I found out of the gates is the remote. It has a different kind of what I'm used to, where you usually just slide off a remote. So it has this little indicator here. So I just took this and basically pried it off like that. Lifted it right out. It didn't seem to have like a slider. So I was afraid I was going to break it, but apparently I guess this is the way it's done. So it takes 2 AAA batteries if you want to use the remote control. If you're using the media functions, this thing would be very helpful to have your AAA batteries inserted in it. And then, so yeah, it doesn't have a slide or anything. It just sort of presses in. You just press it back together to get the remote back working. Alright, so I got the projector working right away. I haven't tweaked it too much, but I'm able to get a pretty big screen here. Alright, so yeah, I got this big screen. It's probably bigger than my reach. Now this, you could probably make it, you can make it bigger than this too. It's just, this is in my house, this is where I'm able to do that. Now another thing I want to point out is this is a brown wall. There's some nails sticking in here where I've had some pictures hanging up. Now you can paint your wall white. You can get some screen goo and paint it on. You can probably get that online if you really want to make yourself screen, or you can go online. My friend just recently bought a screen, like one of those movie screens that people used to have back in the 8mm projector days, where it comes like another thing. You erect it and it stands up, and you can make a screen out of that. That's another way of doing it too. You can buy inflatable screens now these days. So here's a bit of an idea. Stay in front of the shot. Now, one thing I want to say here is don't stare directly into the bright part of that. That can hurt your eyes. So, so right away I switched to the source for this screen, and it's gotten up and going pretty good. One thing with my situation is I have it angled a little bit off, and I don't want to put it. Is not the best house for projectors. You'll see it with you'll see a little bit of pixelation. But you're going to see that in any projector because you're taking a large signal and making it much larger. But if you sit far enough back, you won't even notice that. So here it is with VLC playing in the background. Just playing a clip looped. And I'm just going to kind of show you what the windows look like on my computer here. So I actually have a couple screens. Yeah, it's going to minimize that. So here's a windowed screen of my door cam that I have with my web interface. So here's basically what a website would look like. Yeah, so if you want to look at like my web page or something like that, you could do that. For example, the keystone is if you are, say you're projecting the projector slightly at an angle, you can correct the angle. Also, you can turn it upside down and hang it off your ceiling and have your projector that way. Say if you have want to access this from your ceiling to configure it. Well, you want to configure it first, but once you have it on your ceiling, you want to face it down, you could do that.
Please check out freesatellitetv.net and also check out the new shop where you can order free satellite TV, LMBs, receivers, and dishes, all sorts of things for your free-to-air needs over at the freesatellitetv.net shop.
All right, just to give you an idea of what it looks like in full daylight, you still can see it on the wall. You can even put it up on the ceiling there a little bit. But it is going to not be as bright. It's going to be slightly faded. Also, you always want to adjust your focus. There's also this app here called Cola TV. It's kind of like YouTube. So once again, it's quite bright. Here's the reach of it. Like quite a large screen. I could probably make it bigger too, but this for what I'm using it for, it's probably about a 7-foot screen, which is pretty big for in my house. You got your media. I'm just gonna put it over here. So you have this here, this media button, and this will allow you to like watch videos that you might have on. If you have a USB device or an SD card plugged in, it will see the drive and it will go to that. Now you can go select your source, which would be your HDMI or your VGA or your AV input. I think we'll just go to that, and then it'll. Yeah, so I'll just ask you your source there. Okay, so if you're an Android user, you can use this Mirrorcast button, and with iOS, you can use this iOS cast. And what these do is allow you to send media from your phone to this projector. One thing I guess I should go through here on that is you go into your setup here, and you just set up your Wi-Fi. So you'll go in here and you'll do a scan for your Wi-Fi connections. So yeah, these so it has these options here for your projection mode. So if you got front desk, so you just point it toward your wall, like how I have it, you can do that. Now this is upside down, but if you decide to put your projector upside down, from your ceiling and you have it going down, you want to be able to still access the knobs and the buttons, this would be a good option to have. And there's also a mirrored effect too if you're projecting through a mirror. What does it say? Rear desktop. Yeah. So if you're doing that, that's how you're going through it. So you'll have some advanced settings here in the options. Cola TV, which is like a YouTube service, or you'll have YouTube or stuff. This is just a video on my YouTube channel, and I was able to find it pretty quickly. And you can hear my music in the background there. It's playing it pretty smooth there now once it's loaded up and buffered up. Pretty easy to get going there. Now, media. So there's a thumb drive I got plugged in. It just shows it as a hard drive. Alright, so I got some videos here, and this is how we'll display videos that will be an MP4 file. It'll display that. You can fast forward. Pretty loud though. Let's change the volume now. It's got all that good stuff for your volume control and all that. Basically like a TV, except it's just projecting onto your wall. And now, I gotta say, now that I got this this remote working, the IR is actually quite sensitive. Like it's, the IR is behind it, but it's still working with me holding it in my hand, away from the projector. So that's a good thing. The Mirrorcast, I don't have any iOS stuff, but basically you just follow the prompts here. So it has like a whole little instruction things for if you have an iOS, and it just says simply to mirror your iPhone, iPad, or iTouch. Make sure that your iOS device is connected to the same network as your projector, or connect iOS device with AP by projector, projector AP ACD0, whatever that means. As your iOS device, open Control Center and tab Screen Mirroring. Step 2, look for devices that you can be mirrored on. Select Step 3, select ZYcast, that's the name of the device, ACD-0 from the list. So I just want to show you the Mirrorcast. I'm going to pull my phone up. So it's kind of slow on my phone, but it was working. There, so I connected with my phone and just going into my picture gallery, and by clicking on, I went to my share, smart share option that I had on my phone, which is Android, and I was able to, by basically clicking that button, find the smart share option, and I'm able to switch it around and show pictures from my phone. So what I went there, and I found this button here called Smart View, clicked on that, and it searches for devices that are on there. Now I'll take a second to find which will be ZYcast. So yeah, you go to that menu and you'll see the ZYcast AC/DC, and you'll just say start now, start casting to Smart View, and it will connect. Connect to success. There we go. There's my phone. You can go into YouTube off of my phone or any other app. I just pick on YouTube. Just go to my channel. Shows some of my content. So here's one of my last videos here. There. And I full screened it, and then there it is playing the phone, and it's also playing. So if you want to like take your phone and use that to search for your YouTube videos or your Netflix videos, you can cast it to this device that way as well. So another thing, if you're in your gallery and you want to show pictures, you can just go there, click on them, and then even though I'm holding my phone the other way, it will frame it up the right way, which is great. Some pictures or videos off of your phone. So I got my HDMI plugged in there. Now my USB device that I have here for videos, it's upside down, so I can't see the red flashing light on the way where that is. So that's pretty much what most people they're going to have in there. They're either going to have that plugged, HDMI from a computer or Android box or something like that. If you're just going to play MP4 files off of a storage device.
These are very small. Like these that you can see me holding in my hand. I remember old projectors, were like luggable, briefcase size projectors, and then these things are very small. It also has an LED light, so the LED light technology in these devices will last a lot longer than the older projectors, where say you'd have to change a lamp every couple of years, where the LED lights in these will last a lot longer. So yeah, I got the Netflix going with the Mirrorcast, and the audio is going through the going through there. So I got it here on this VANKYO tablet. The only thing was I had to install this app. I went to the Play Store and got this app that was free called Mirrorcast Shoutout. So once again, thank you for watching. Please give this video a like. And if you're interested in this product or looking into it, there'll be a link to it in the description. And this VANKYO Leisure 3 projector works so much better than using the Magnajector and putting it on top of your cell phone and projecting the image on the wall. So please check out my YouTube channel, Robbie Strike, and check out all the technology videos and reviews that I've done covering satellite, free-to-air, cell phone, how to do stuff in Linux, how to do stuff in shortwave and old technology, and doing neato things with computers.